Everyone, now I've got a new fad, right? Where I was watching that Chris Hemsworth thing called Limitless. You watched it on Disney? And it's all about like fasting. So I thought I can do that. So I spoke to Mr. Burrows, our resident expert on fitness, and said, "What do you reckon?" And he does like 16 hours without eating and 8 hours while eating. And I've done it all week, right? And by about 12 o'clock, I'm a broken man. And then I think I eat roughly 5,000 calories in the next 8 hours. But I'm on day five now, um, and it's working. I think, game changer. I just thought you should know that. Okay, right, there we are. So that's my life. What's been going on at school? Now, the last 2 weeks, I've been doing loads of interviewing, which means I didn't see as much of the school as I'd like to. I didn't see many people's. I hate that because like my favourite thing is seeing people's. But I did get to see three amazing things, right? And I've then gone on I'm going to go on like the world tour next week in school to make sure everyone sees me. But here are the three things that I loved. Firstly, it's the Young Enterprise. They got to the final, whatever it is, in Wales. So the top final, the one that Mr. Robinson never got to when he did it as an economics and business teacher. And I got to watch them do their final presentation, like a kind of run through, because Mrs. Prosser said, "You've got to come watch this." So I came in and watched it, and honestly, I'm no crier, right? It's the closest I've been to of those kind of proud tears you get, because it was amazing. And I was really proud of the staff getting involved with it. I was really proud of the pupils because they were perfect and they worked so hard. So if you go on Twitter and you flick down on the bits where they've got their own kind of website, so we've retweeted it, and you get to actually see their final presentation. And it is lovely to see. So well done. They won the Sustainability Award. That's the one we really wanted. That's the top award. So well done. Right? It's on my desk. I won't lose it. Okay. Second thing that happened was there was drama at Whitmore this week. You'll have seen, maybe you didn't, but there was a fire truck that came to Whitmore. Luckily, I was at Pencoitra, so this drama wasn't mine. But it was all down to one person alone, and that was Miss Smith, who did some sort of like jelly baby experiment that involves blowing up a jelly baby. I think blowing up. Anyway, either way, the point was there was no fire. There was just a lot of smoke from one tiny jelly baby. So well done, Miss Smith. Final thing this week. Oh, right. So when I'm not in as much as I want to be, I go on I really want to make sure that randomly I'll go into lessons. I go in with Mrs. Parmitzi, because she's in charge of our kind of quality assurance. And we go around lessons and see, is this as good as we think it is? And my word, because the teachers have no idea we're coming in, none. We check everything. Are we doing what we say we're doing? So here's what I learned. I went around all these lessons. I thought, perfect. I went out to PE thinking, will I catch him out on the field? Of course I didn't. Loads of them were doing javelin. They were learning that. And then I want to say about Miss Angle Jones, because what I love, if I got the ball, I've got the ball in. Oh, I have, yeah. Don't wait. Right. Okay, so it's too big a ball. Bear with it. So she was explaining how to do a shot put. Shot put? Yeah, shot put. And she was explaining the kind of technique you needed. And it's so followed that the Whitmore way of teaching, which is we do it, I do, we do, you do. We explain it, we check you understand it, then you do it on your own. So she explained it, so bear with me. She said you need to have an ice cream cone hand because your cone's holding the ball on top, and that's the ice cream. She says you need to have dirty fingers, clean palms. So there I am. It's not meant to touch the hand, it's meant to be on the fingers. Then you put it into your neck, then you put your elbow up, and then you throw. Now, how do I remember that the next day? How is that teaching so good? It was so good because it was explained so well. And then what she did brilliantly was she then got each pupil to say the bit to make sure they understood it. And then they went and did it. Then she would have checked how good they did it and then given little tweaks. And that's all teaching is. Like when I was younger and I was doing the shot put, I didn't know what I was doing. But she was so good. I just thought another good example of great teaching. So a lovely week. Have a nice weekend. What am I doing? Oh, the boys have got cricket tonight. That's a kick in the teeth. Although I bought a new, what are those called? Those pizza ovens? But you've got to get the technique right. Or, who cares, right? I'll tell you about my pizzas next week. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.